Now, I know your story isn't the same as mine, but if you're a busy worker who's struggling to lose weight and is feeling drained from those long shifts and is sick and tired of those start Monday, quit Friday cycles, then lean in. Because this video isn't about some fad diets. This video is about the exact systems that finally worked for me and can work for you too.
Here's exactly how I went from being 40 pounds overweight to running a sub hour and 34 half marathon while working full time as an apprentice. Who I am and why does this matter to you? I'm nobody special, but I was someone who grew up overweight. I was always getting picked on, always a kid to get made fun of, and I would always be insecure, wearing oversized clothes. I would be not wearing shirts to the pool and not fucking taking them off because I was so insecure of the way I looked. And I just hated living my life like this. I remember there was a time when my mom straight up told me that she would pay me $100 if I lost weight because I was crying in my room. And so dealing with that mental load, I carried that all throughout my childhood until 9 months ago when I drew that line in the sand. I got diagnosed with ADHD at a later age, which answered a lot of questions as to why I went into some loops of just starting and stopping, procrastinating on tasks, and not getting anywhere. And so I started in the trades 3 years ago, working as an apprentice, and I decided to change my life for the better. I lost 40 pounds in the past 8 months. I ran a sub hour 34 half marathon in my debut race, and I actually have only had 5 months of running experience, and all by doing my 3x3 hybrid system, which balances lifts, structure, and runs. This is built for you if you are someone who is a busy worker and wants to lose that 15 to 30 pounds. They're tired of just working long shifts, coming home from work, not knowing what they're going to do, not knowing how they're going to get to where they want to be. You're stuck in these loops where you do so well throughout the whole week, and then the weekend comes around, you're out doing things that you shouldn't. You're out eating ruthlessly. You're out drinking excessively. You're just doing things that deep down in your heart are not there. And to be honest, I was in that same exact position. And you just want confidence and discipline back. And the reason being is that you want to be able to show up for people in your life. You want to be able to show up for your family members, your kids. You want to show up for yourself, most importantly. And that all starts with rebuilding your identity and creating the person that you wish to become. And lastly, if you're someone who wants to get into running, you want to challenge yourself, do those hard things, you want to run your first 5 to 10K without having these excessive structured running routines that make you do sprints over and over again that just don't work, then this is for you. Who this is not for, though, is those bodybuilders, those people that are chasing 2-hour pump sessions, slamming 450 milligrams of caffeine, and just thinking that results just come to them that are spoon-fed. It's not for people who cut corners, take shortcuts, and think that there's this magic pill that overnight they're going to lose weight. Because the reality is you're not going to lose 40 pounds in 2 months. That's just not doable. That's not realistic. And people who refuse to take accountability, people who blame things, they blame their life situation, why it's so bad, and that they have all these excuses as to why they can't start or why their life is just so inherently worse than everyone else's. And people who are just expecting results overnight, and people who just quit. No one wants to quit. And I guarantee you've had a couple moments, and I've been there before, where you just give up and you just don't want to keep going anymore, or you think that what you're doing isn't working, so that's the end of it. You tried and now you're like, oh, I'm screwed over. This is not for you if you're watching this video. So here's the exact truth. Most people believe that you need these 2-hour gym sessions. You need hour and a half cardio sessions, ripping the Stairmaster, doing all those needless things. However, that's a lie. What you really need is structure, recovery, and consistency. You don't need marathon workouts. You just need 35 to 40 minutes at max in your day. You don't need hours of cardio as well. You need 3 sessions a week that are built for your routine. And when that motivation fades, but you develop that structure and that accountability, you become the person that you wish to be. You develop that identity, and you have the proof and the confidence behind you to handle any single adversity that is coming your way. So a system that I built that allowed me to achieve my results, especially working those busy, physically demanding weeks. Don't worry, because this is the shift-proof hybrid system. This helps busy workers drop 15 and 30 pounds and run their first 5 to 10K without those 2-hour workouts or cardio sessions or those fad diets where they tell you you need to cut out all your carbs, or you need to have 250 grams of protein to start building muscle, which is all bullshit. And this is built through my own personal errors and balancing a busy lifestyle that was impactful to my mental and physical health. This is proven through my own results, as you saw from the beginning, and this is designed for developing structure for when those adversities come, because anyone can throw a meal plan at you. Anyone can tell you that you need X, Y, and Z, but nobody's going to give you that structure. Nobody's going to help you develop that person, because as soon as you master your mindset and your identity, every single challenge becomes 10 times easier, and you become that person who has that proof, who has that confidence, who has the tools to get through these adversities and not fall short of the person that they want to become or the results that you want to have, whether it's looking skinnier, whether it's running your first 10K in sub 50 minutes. You can achieve all of this despite your conditions or your lifestyle. And if you want that to be you, here's what this system delivers. Delivers fat loss program where you drop 15 to 30 pounds, you're building lean strength, and you're not excessively spending 6 days in the gym. You are spending 3 days a week at most in the gym. And I'm sure everyone has a busy lifestyle, and after those long 9 to 10 hour days, you want to actually have a life as well as achieving your goals. And I'm here to tell you that that's possible. Like I said, if you want to run that first 5 to 10K while staying strong and injury free, because I've developed proper fueling, recovery systems, and schedules that evenly distribute all of your volume throughout a week so that you don't have those reoccurring injuries with a physical load. And being in a calorie deficit, you already know your body's significantly weaker and has less energy. So the last thing you want to do is hurt yourself while doing this training. Eating real foods that you actually enjoy. Finding structure around the foods that you eat, the foods that you like, so that you're not miserable eating plain chicken and rice with no flavoring, and then you're just miserable all the time because you hate what you're eating. The ideal is that you want to enjoy this lifestyle. You don't want to hate it. So why waste your time trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work when we can build you a developed plan towards actual foods that you like to eat? And that start Monday, quit Friday, because nobody wants to put 5 days, an honest work week in, and then crash out on the weekends and just ruin a hard weeks of progress. For those who don't know, your fat loss is developed through a total weekly calorie basis. So if you're doing well Monday to Friday and then Saturday you binge out, you just threw away those previous 5 days of hard work and effort that I'm sure no one wants to do, especially when it comes to looking in the mirror and seeing those extra pounds on you that you want to take off. And building an unshakable discipline with proven structure, accountability, and results that last for life. The ideal is that you want to achieve your fat loss goals. You want to achieve and prove to yourself that you can do these things. But you also want to step into this new reality, this new person that's going to take these skills that you learn, these mindset tools, these results that you can bring to impact your life. The goal is not to just get you fat loss. The goal is not to help you run a sub 50 10K. The goal is to help you become that person who can take on any adversity in life despite what cards they're handed to. Because sometimes we can't control everything that happens to us. So the last thing you want to do is go through your day-to-day basis hating the lifestyle that you live. The shift-proof system is the exact framework I built through trial, error, and my transformation. Designed for busy workers who need real results, not endless hours in the gym. Born from my own results, backed up by proven science in fat loss, strength training, and endurance performance, designed to fix the habits and structure problems that most people like yourself are going through right now, to get yourself out of this rabbit hole you've dug yourself into and start on a clean page where you can now have tools to navigate forward throughout your life. And here's how it's going to work. The shift proof system is built through 3 different phases. You have your foundation phase, your momentum phase, and your performance phase. Lock in your structure is the first part to achieving your results. Mastering the 3x3 frameworks, the 3x3 lifts, and the 3 runs that fit your schedule. Remember, this is catered to your schedule. Build habits you can keep on night shifts, overtime, and weekends. No matter what your schedule brings, there's going to always be opportunity to see growth, and you're never going to have to second guess anything despite what your life throws at you. Simple nutrition rules so that you never stress about meal plans again. You have something come up and you need to change something, we work with that. Next, secondly, we'll go into the momentum phase. That's where fat loss meets strength. This is where you're dropping that 10 to 20 pounds while keeping or building muscle. Running stronger, your work capacity rises, your work days feel lighter, and you see visible progress that fuels confidence and consistency. And next up is your final phase, which is your performance phase. This is where your hybrid for life starts. This is where you really develop that persona and you start bleeding into other categories of your life with the progress you've made, whether it's mentally, physically, and spiritually. And this is earn the shift proof physique. So you're basically going to achieve those results. You're going to look in the mirror and the scale's going to smile back at you. You're going to run your first 5 to 10K, not even flinching or sacrificing your strength. And you're actually going to feel really accomplished and achieved from it. And just mastering this system that adapts to your life. So let me walk you through how each phase is designed to help you basically achieve your goals and stay out of the gym for excessive periods of time. So phase 1, we have the foundation phase. Lock in your structure weeks 1 to 4. This is where you build that consistency. This is where you're dropping that first couple of pounds and you're really starting to develop the identity and get into the motions of what exactly is going to come forward for you. So how this is developed is you're going to have strength 3 times a week. The split is Monday, which is going to be your lower body. You're going to have quad focus, glutes, calves. You're going to hit everything lower on Monday because you want to get the hard stuff out of the way. Whether you're running, whether you're doing that cardio, the best way to do it is to take on the hardest part of the week. And let's be honest, a lot of people skip legs, including people who are on their feet all day. Wednesday is your upper body. This is your push-pull balance where you get to really work that upper body. Friday is where we kind of pick up and get any single thing that was missed throughout the week, meaning that your volume quota is hit and fat loss is going to enhance, because once you build muscle, muscle actually replaces fat, which at the same time, if you're burning fat, you're in a calorie deficit, you're burning calories and you're building muscle. All of this is going to be the most beneficial way of losing fat quickly, very quickly. And back to your running side, this is going to be altering. So you're going to have your strength on Monday, runs on Tuesday, and it's going to crisscross like that and allow you to space out the volume accordingly. So Tuesday is your zone 2 run, which is easy pace. For those who don't know, zone 2 is your fat burning pace. It's the pace where your body prioritizes your fat opposed to your carbohydrates and your glycogen, that allows you to actually shed off those pounds without tapping into your carbohydrate stores, meaning that you're going to be primarily and only burning fat in this phase. So Tuesday's your zone 2. Thursday's also going to be zone 2, where Saturday you're going to have a long run or a tempo. This is going to be very essential to achieving those results in your running journey. Long runs build your aerobic base, they build your legs and your muscles, whereas your tempo runs are the ones that actually increase your pace over longer periods of time and allow you to actually develop that strong fundamental strength in your legs to keep going. Basically, it's going to be very, very impactful in your running journey moving forward. And so back to your nutrition and recovery. So nutrition, you're going to be in a 400 to 500 calorie, I'd say, deficit. And protein, you have to keep protein high. When you're in a calorie deficit, you're already deficient in carbs and energy. So protein is your number one thing. I aim for 1 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight, and that focuses on whole foods. I like to enhance the 80-20 rule because nobody wants to strictly stay on a meal plan rather than being able to enjoy your life, have the ability to have a cheat meal a week while staying on top of all of your progress. And this is structured and catered into your fat loss so that you're not second guessing Monday morning, getting stressed out if you're losing weight or not. So daily essential supplements. Supplements are crucial to your body, especially being in a calorie deficit when you're short of energy, when you're short of macro and micronutrients. You need to be taking supplements that will benefit the overall quality of your life. I like to discuss this with the client, as some people might have health allergies, they might have concerns, and I will have more of a background to give you the time and knowledge to break down what is suitable for your lifestyle, depending on your age, your job, and all the other factors that are involved. Recovery, maintaining 7 to 8 hours of sleep, getting that 6 to 10K steps a day, because whether you're running or you're on an active recovery day, 10,000 steps a day is crucial. And it's not just crucial for your fat loss, it's crucial for your mental health, it's crucial for your overall health and well-being. You don't want to be sitting around all day. I think it's very helpful, and there's science results backed up on this, that being active, going out for walks, is the number one reducer to cortisol and stress in your body. And you will get one rest day a week, where, like I said, you can have an active recovery day where you get to kind of reset, replenish before your next week fades in. Key takeaways: you got your 3 lifts, your 3 runs, simple deficit, your protein target, zone 2 runs, your sleep, your steps, and your rest day. Very straightforward. Next up is your phase 2. This is where your momentum phase comes in. This is where you're seeing these results now. And now you're like, okay, now we're moving forward here. This is where you're dropping some weight. You're getting stronger in the gym, and you're starting to see those results out on the track, which is amazing. Back to what I was saying, your program is staying the same. Number one thing is that people overlook everything. Consistency is key, and nobody will tell you that. You don't need 8 million different routine changes. You don't need any of that. What you need is consistency. Discipline is boring, but the results show in the end. They show that consistency compounds. So Monday, you're back to your lower body. This is where we kind of progressive overload. So this is where we're really monitoring your strength now, and we're really going to be adding on, making sure that you are tracking your workouts and that you are actually putting on strength each week, basically increasing volume, the push pull. And number one thing for all these trainings is that I emphasize the high intensity, low volume training style. Because why would you spend 6 days in a week cranking out 4 sets of 12 and just, I like to call it the fluff stage? You're literally just pumping blood into your muscles, and you might think mentally that you're getting stronger, but science and results and recovery are all the background things are the things that actually help you see these results. And so with the high intensity, you're actually able to push out as much volume as you would training 6 days a week. So who wants to spend 6 days paying rent to a gym membership when you can spend 3 days putting in hard work, giving it your all, and actually seeing more progress because you're actually prioritizing your rest and the other facets in your life? And then full body is more posterior and accessory focus. This is kind of where you get the chance to just clean up, like I said, any of the things that are lacking, or to just hit every single muscle group and make sure you're hitting that weekly volume. And the ideal goal is to add 5 pounds or 1 to 2 reps weekly. This is where we're actually going to dial down into monitoring your progress. Running 3 times a week. Zone 2 aerobic runs, keeping it easy. Thursday, we're going to incorporate more of that tempo and interval workout with controlled intensity. You're not going to be sprinting and destroying your body on the middle of a Thursday after a long day of work. You're actually we're going to progressively increase the intensity over time according to your results, the way you're feeling, and how your progression is going along the way. Saturday is a long run. We're going to gradually build this because long runs are the most important run when it comes to building any form of endurance. Nutrition recovery, still keeping that 500 calorie deficit. Protein stays the same as always. Protein is essential. Essential supplements, keeping your hormones, keeping your body healthy and ready to go, especially for long work days. Introducing your cheat meals for sustainability. We're going to get those cheat meals in there, and you're going to be continuing them moving forward. Recovery, 7 to 8 hours of sleep, because that is essential. And sleep quality will be broken down because sleep quality is the number one important thing to actually seeing recovery. One rest day, focus on balancing those hard days, so spacing out the volume. The key takeaways here is you want a progressive overload. We're going to be zone 2 runs, building that base, but then we're also going to be touching into a little more of that performance once you get comfortable and you're actually seeing these results. Nutrition stays the same. Just keeping up with every single thing. Consistency compounds. Last is phase 2. This is your performance phase. This is where you're really going to be peaking and you're actually going to be, the scale, like your mirror photos, your scale, everything is going to look amazing and you're going to feel good about yourself. Holding your results, running stronger, and staying lean without starting over. So Monday is going to be maintaining that strength. You're getting that higher efficiency sets, possible use of intensifiers. I will be breaking down intensifiers. Intensifiers are strategic ways of pushing volume on your body in a way more efficient way opposed to injuring yourself. Wednesday is your upper body, same thing, push day. Your volumes format, everything is just staying progressing as you progress. Not much to say on that. Your full body, same thing, posterior. Running, you're building your zone 2, your aerobic base, your interval variation. We're going to be race. If you have a race coming up or if you have a time goal coming up, we are going to be putting specific pacings in there. That way you're hitting those pace goals and you're not shooting your body out before those times come. Long runs, you're going to be keeping up with the long runs and just preparing for your 5 to 10K or your half marathon. Basically, this is where we lock in and this is where everything starts to unravel and you start to see those results. And now you want to cater and direct those results towards your goals that you have. Nutrition, same thing. Your calorie deficit, keep in that cheat meal. Fueling for runs, you're going to be having pre-run carbs. You're going to be having post-run recovery meals. We'll be incorporating that into your deficit. Keyword, into your deficit. So you're not actually jeopardizing your fat loss goals. You're actually working with them. Recovery, still keeping everything the same because consistency compounds. And I probably said that 3 times, but it's the truth. Why you can trust the system. This system allowed me to lose 40 pounds while working a full-time job in the trades. I ran a sub 134 half marathon and I had 5 months of running experience. And on top of that, I actually placed 51st out of 923 people in my debut race. I've never ran a race in my life. First race, I placed 51st. It's pretty proud of. I also squatted 365 pounds, deadlifted 425 pounds while running and working full time. And I built structure that fits my shift life, not someone else's, not some guru on the internet telling you that this system is the best, because nobody's life is the same. You need something that is catered to your life, not somebody else's. And now sharing the same system with other people who are stuck in that same loop. I was in that loop and I developed habits. I developed structure and routine to get to where I want to be. And if that's not enough, my clients are left feeling satisfied with their busy lifestyles. And now that you understand how the method works, here's how we will work together. This is a simple mentorship for busy workers who want structure, results, and a peace of mind. So now that you see how the system has worked and how it operates and all the fundamentals to it, this is your next step. If you are someone who's working 40 to 60-hour weeks and still can't lose weight, and you're tired of wasting numerous hours in the gym or skipping runs because of your schedule, because you're tired, because of all of these excuses weighing you down, and you're frustrated, you're seeing no progress, even though you're putting in all your effort and every single last bit of energy you have after those long days, and you're someone who's ready to step into that new version of themselves, someone who's ready to drop that 15 to 30 pounds while staying job ready and strong, building that lean physique without sacrificing family, work, or your sanity, and you finally have a proven system to follow so you never guess again, then this is exactly why I built this program. I will work with you one-on-one inside of this shift-proof hybrid mentorship to map out your training, runs, nutrition, and structure for your schedule so that you never have to second guess your results again. You can live life in peace. You can have that mental clarity. You can look in the mirror. You can take your shirt off at the beach. You can show up to your family and show them the person that you've become, not by talking, but by action, by your results. Actions speak louder than words. And I get it because I never had that helping hand. And now I am providing you the offer to save months of wasting your time, months of keeping those baggy clothes on, and months of second guessing everything and sitting on the couch dreading why you haven't seen any progress.